Hello and welcome to MBKM Model Kits. I'm building the Revell PT-579 588 1/72 scale. I'm going to hopefully convert this to RC. So what I've done is I bought what is called a Dremel. Now we used to use tools similar to this when I was an apprentice and later a fitter at Rolls-Royce and at what is now BAE, when I was an aircraft fitter. Now, the Dremel, I used a cutting disc. What I did is scored the line with the Tamiya scriber, and then after I marked it and scored quite a deep groove, I went in with the cutting disc on the Dremel. Now the cutting disc on the Dremel runs very hot, and plastic doesn't like it. It starts to melt a little bit. However, it has successfully been cut. There are a lot of rough edges, which I'm going to take down with a little sanding band on the Dremel. And then I'm going to finish off with a file. If you do use a Dremel on plastic, I don't have any variable speed on the one I've got. So very, very lightly, okay? Very lightly. I'm going to take some pictures when I've cleaned up, and I hope you like them. Okay, so I've taken the burr off now and tidied it up. All right, this piece has, for me, it has to come out. I mean, you might want to do this different and you do it at your own risk, all right? You might want to do this different, but once I've got the deck down, I'm going to need space to get in for batteries, receiver, that type of thing, etc. But like I said, I mean, there's a bit of a gap there now, but that will be hopefully taken up. Okay, a little bit of drilling on this one. Saying a little bit, it's quite a bit actually. What I did was drilled with the Dremel. It's slightly bigger than 1 mil. It's probably about 2 mils or just over. However, the 1 mil drill I got wouldn't go in the collet on the Dremel. A Dremel is like, well, like I said, we used to use these in aircraft, and they used to work powered by compressed air, which is a far more powerful torque than electric can ever be. But however, yeah, it went well, and in all good practice, even though you won't see it, I've removed the burr from the holes, all right? Now, a couple of these holes are very, very close together, so I'm going to run them through with a 1 mil drill, all right? Because if I get drilling with the size I've done, we're going to land up in problems with holes meeting up together, etc. Like I said, I mean, if you want to drill a hole in plastic or metal or whatever, you go in with the size drill you need, and then what you do is use a bigger drill, all right? People who don't work in engineering, or perhaps some do, call these drill bits. In all my years, from I was just 16, right up until 30 odd, I worked in aero engines, jet engines, and aircraft. They're just called a drill. All right, so it's a bit confusing because you have a drill, and then in that drill goes a drill. But when you go to the stores, you ask for something like a 5/16 drill. You don't ask for a drill bit. Nobody says that. The bit thing is dropped. So what I've done is used a larger drill, and you just press on it as much as, not too hard. Turn it round by hand, and it takes the burr off of the hole. It's good practice. It leaves it looking tidy and neat. Like I said, I mean, I've taken the burr off where I cut the wheelhouse deck away, and it's looking quite neat. But like I said, I'm going to run through by hand for the holes that are very close to each other. And then I'm going to wash the part of the kit I'm doing now with detergent to when they get it out of the mold, it has all sorts of chemicals, grease on it. So like I said, I mean, we want the undercoat, the primer to take, and we want the glue to stick. The whole wheelhouse and deck has now been tidied up. I've taken the burr off. It's looking good. There is a little bit of a gap there. All right, but hopefully that'll be taken up by when I build the wheelhouse. Like I said, working plastic with a Dremel is not the easiest thing in the world. The plastic tends to melt, but it does cut it off very successfully. I went in with a Tamiya panel scriber first, just to make a very firm groove for me to put the cutting wheel in, cutting disc. Like I said, I used to do this when I was a fitter on a bench at Rolls-Royce, but it's a while ago now. And obviously I didn't work with plastic. I worked with all the metals that you'll get there. Yeah, be very careful cutting because it melts and you get this huge melted plastic burr on it. But I've successfully taken it off. I used a picture you will see just now. I put it in a little pin vise I got and filed it down flat and square. So hopefully it's looking good. I'm quite pleased with this. It hasn't gone wrong and it's cut properly. A little bit of scratching, discolouring, but we'll take that out when I put the undercoat on and maybe a bit of filler here and there. All right. Yeah, hope you're enjoying this, and I'll see you in the next video.